Hey guys, this is Lala Legacy, and welcome back to another episode of Cinderella Phenomenon. So, let's jump right back in. My body stiffens, but I do not pull away. I listen to the sound of his heartbeat against my ear, and slowly but surely, my crying dies away. My eyes are sore, but by the time I finally manage to still the tears, I feel drowsiness descend upon me like a blanket, but I will not fall asleep. Slowly, I pry myself from the arms holding me. Hello, my love. I messed up again, didn't I? I do not see the bouquet in his hands, but a journal. One of the journals I brought back for him from Bria. You're capable of a lot more good than I am, Princess. Just look at this. He reaches out and touches my necklace. I glance down at it. You got my journals back for me. I saw them in your room. And I feel it. That this one, the most recently dated one, is the one that I need to unlock my final memory. I grasped the second thought, incomplete glass slipper around my neck, and breathe out softly. Then, this really is from retrieving Rumpel's journals for him. I got a good deed for finally doing something good for Rumpel. Would you allow me to read it with you? He reaches out and gently brushes a tear from my face. You did all of this for me, and you barely know anything about me. That makes both of us. If you wouldn't mind, I want to read out this entry for you. I nod, even though I should be shaking my head. Even though I should still be hurt, I cannot stay mad at Rumpel. On this night I am a poor man. Everything that is precious to me has been stolen away by a witch. Rumpel's voice catches in his throat as he stares at the words. I look over his shoulder at the journal. Witch? Was he already cursed when he wrote this? But I have no one to blame but myself. Bria told me before that I would suffer for my selflessness, and now I find myself here. And now, because of that same selflessness, Bria is sick and I cannot save her. There is only one thing left to do. I have wronged Bria in so many ways, and now I will give anything it takes to save her. No matter what price the witch asks, I will pay it. I only hope that Bria can forgive me before she leaves. I will write again when the witch has left. I swear that after today I will change for good. I will not ask the witch to perform any more miracles. Rumpel's finger goes to the page, where he softly touches a single word. His eyes have the glazed look in them that they have before, and I can tell his memories are snapping back together. For tonight, good night, and may tomorrow be a better morning. I read the last word, a name and a signature. Rumpel reads it aloud slowly. Chevalier Dumont. Your name is Chevalier, I think. I don't know how to pronounce that. He looks up at me, his eyes forlorn, and then, with sadness, he speaks. That's right. It's so strange. It is like a different name, and yet it seems to change him completely. I remember everything now. I was given the Rumpelstiltskin curse because I sacrificed too much. First it was the boy, the one we saw in the market. I struck a deal with a woman to save him. A witch. He mentioned striking a deal with a woman, but a witch? I don't have the ability to heal. None of us do, except for one particular witch who calls herself the Witch Doctor. Witch? Doctor? Is something wrong? That name just sounds familiar. The Witch Doctor! It's no wonder I recognize that name, but yes, it was her. She promised she could heal the boy, but for a price. I had to give her a family heirloom, my family's stethoscope. Next was the nobleman. I could not help him. And so he lay in his bed dying. The witch visited again, and I gave her what she asked for." "What did you give her?" "My engagement ring." "Bria found out. She told me she'd never forgive me, and then she chased the nobleman to ask for the money we desperately needed, and, well, you know the rest. He gave away things that were precious to him, all to help those people. Then Bria got sick. I made one last deal with the witch because I was desperate to save her life. But it wasn't until after she healed Bria that she told me what she wanted. She wanted your memories. I don't remember what happened exactly. I think I panicked because I suddenly lost my memories. I ran out into the alleys, bumped my head on something, fell unconscious. And then I woke up here in the tavern. I had no idea who I was or how I had gotten cursed." Chevalier's expression grows more somber. "I deserved to be cursed after everything I had done. I was so selfish. An idealist, maybe, but I hurt Bria because I refused to see reality. I still deserve to be cursed, actually. But why? Because I am still selfish. Even having remembered everything that made me a bad person, I still desire something. Someone I shouldn't have." My heart plummets again as he looks at me. "I still want, so badly, to forge a future with someone I don't deserve, because what am I other than a poor doctor? I'm no knight in shining armor, and I'm no prince." He puts a hand on my cheek and leans closer to me. The distance between us closes in mere seconds. "But still, I keep on dreaming because His fingers gently caress my cheek, and suddenly I know. I know what he's going to say before he even says it. "I love you." "But I'm not. Whether you are Rumpel or Chevalier, you are the same person. You do not need to be a knight or a prince. He accepted me for who I was, and he still does. Mother told me that humans were untrustworthy, but..." Chevalier smiles at me, as he puts his other hand on my back and pulls me closer. The smile is so genuine and so gentle, the same smile I have grown to love. "Aww!" Whatever words I had been meaning to say die in my throat as he leans forward and gently places his lips on mine. I feel more grounded than I have ever felt before, but I also feel like I am flying. I set my hands on his chest and flex my fingers into his shirt. He runs his fingers gently down my face and then down the length of my neck. The kiss feels too short, yet I am still breathless when Chevalier pulls away from me, just enough so that I can see his eyes. "I love you, my sweet princess. For your smile, for your laugh, for the way you look out for other people. You're bold and feisty. You remind me of a firework. You are beautiful inside and out." The compliment warms my heart in a way that makes me feel like it might be melting. He reaches behind him and holds out the bouquet from earlier. "These are for you. You like lilies, don't you?" I take the bouquet from him and bring it to my nose. These have always been my favorite flower. "Same, though." "How did you know?" Chevalier grins at me, and it is so similar to his previous smiles that I know he must not have changed. "The first time that I gave you that white chocolate flower, your eyes lit up." I figured out that Chevalier was perceptive before, but the bouquet in my hands feels all the more meaningful now. "Princess, I swear that I want to try and change. For you." "You should do it for yourself, too." "Myself?" You should spoil yourself more, too. You always give to others, but don't take for yourself. Now that you know what you did, and you can change... Or now you know what you did, and you can change things. If Bria can, then so can I. Bria! I went and spoke to her when I was in town today, while I was getting the bouquet as a gift for you. We had a talk about moving on. I didn't understand it fully, but I don't think she did either. But we've both agreed that we should. So I'm going to change what I can, Princess. And I promise that I'm going to help you break your curse, just as you helped me break mine. All the good things I have done are for you. That's true. But you've done a lot of other good things too, even if they may not be big enough to count for your 3 good deeds. It just happens that your curse is very picky. Good things? Even though I am still Kurt and I say more hurtful things than not? I fingered the necklace at my neck and thought, maybe Chevalier is right. Maybe I have changed. And it is a good change. I sit close to Chevalier as the night goes on. He tells me a little bit about his past, and I tell him about mine. About Mother and the palace. The night is not one for advice, just listening. And I remember what Chevalier told me once, that listening can be just as meaningful as advice, that listening to others can help you understand them. And he was right. Princess, are you okay? Oh, if it isn't the princess. Are those dark circles under your eyes from a romantic night out? You were out with someone last night? No, they are from being woken up early by Delora to do chores. Delora grins at me from the other side of the bar, but says nothing as she goes back to a conversation with another boarder. Darling, you are no fun at all. You must tell what happened last night. Last night? Did you like the bouquet? How do you know about the bouquet? Why, because it was my suggestion. When Chevalier was asking Karma for advice, it was about me. Look at the way she smiled, niece. Last night must have gone well. I'm confused. What happened last night? I'm going to get Rumpel to give me all the juicy details when he comes downstairs. That is Chevalier to you. Chevalier appears behind Karma, smiling. He seems a lot calmer today than usual. He glances over Karma at me, and we catch each other in a silent gaze. Seeing his eyes reminds me of last night, which makes me inadvertently flush. Chevalier just winks at me. Chevalier, what is that? Something you say when a person sneezes? No, that's his name. Rumpel, that is. Chevalier broke his curse yesterday. There is stunned silence from everyone in the immediate area. Even Delora walks over to us. What's this about a broken curse? Was it you, Rumpel? He is going by something that sounds like a fancy cake. Parfait seems to be bustling with excitement. Though she is her usual calm self on the outside, I can tell by the bounce in her step and by the way she raises her voice to make an announcement that she is proud. When everyone has learned that Chevalier has broken his curse, people come to the table offering drinks and congratulations. Chevalier gets lost in a crowd, mostly of women, but much to my surprise, he does not flirt back with any of them. And then, in between our celebrations for Chevalier, the front door of the Marchant opens and Waltz rushes inside. Where are Delora and Lady Parfait? I need to speak to them immediately. Waltz, you're just in time. Something has happened at the palace. The room goes quiet at Waltz's proclamation. A few people shift uneasily in their chairs. Some try to go back to a conversation. Most people do not care what happens in the palace, but they could tell by the tone of Waltz's voice that it is bad. What's happened at the palace? An uprising. What? A coup, staged by witches. Witches have taken over the palace, sorry. The information is so sudden it makes me dizzy. I reach out to grab the table, and my hand lands on the wood before I can slip. Witches have taken over the palace. An army of them? Oh no, only a few. Jurian strides across the room, quickly followed by Garland. What's this about witches taking over? We have some of the best knights at the palace. There's no way witches could break in under the palace's guard. Unless they had someone inside helping them. Alcaster? No, myth. Who are we talking about? You know him as Mithros. He uses a different name now. Sir Mithros, the king's advisor. He's a witch? There's no way Mithros is a witch. We would have known. Glamour. He used glamour. Everything Waltz says suddenly gets swallowed up in questions. Jurian and Garland ask question after question, while others start surrounding Waltz to ask him what has happened to the king and his children. I try to step closer to him, but I cannot hear over the frantic voices in the room. Sir Mithros, I never trusted him, but I never thought he would be a witch. The room only quiets down when Delora and Parfait come to punctuate the conversation with their own demands for everyone to give Waltz space. The marchand boarders are all taken into the reception room, where Waltz stands at attention waiting to answer questions. He explains that he was only looking into a rumor about Sir Mithros from only a few days ago when he found out about the witches' uprising. It was a surprise attack orchestrated by Mithros, who let the witches in through a secret entrance to the palace. Alcaster was killed during the uprising. Oh, many knights were injured and are currently being tended to in clinics and hospitals around the town. After his explanation, I feel even worse than I did in the main room. I stare at Waltz at a loss. What of Fritz? Fritz? Sir Alcaster's son. Fitzgerald. He was my personal knight. If Sir Alcaster was killed during the uprising, where did that put Fritz? He was working with Sir Alcaster. Was he working with Sir Alcaster or with Sir Mithros? Did he escape? I'm sorry, Princess. I haven't heard anything about a knight named Fitzgerald. Was he killed? The thought makes my heart plummet. No, Fritz could not possibly be dead. I have to believe that he's still alive. I feel Chevalier's hand on my shoulder, briefly, before it slides off. Are any of the king's knights remaining in the palace? If they are, then they've either been forced to turn against the king or they've been killed. Is Mithros sitting on the throne? No, he usurped the king, but hasn't taken his throne. Waltz turns to me, and his expression softens. Princess, feel free to ask whatever you want. I'm sorry I didn't answer all of your questions earlier. I have so many questions, but I suppose I will ask them one at a time. Okay, I guess we gotta go through all of them, right? Let's do it. What has happened to the king and the others? I'm not sure. From what I've heard, the king and his family, your family, are still alive. I never cared for any of my step-family, but hearing that they are okay is still a relief. Mithros may be keeping them prisoner for now. What is the glamour that Sir Mithros used? Dolores steps in to answer that question. A glamour is a high-level magic used to conceal one's identity. It keeps even other witches from sensing you. Parfait cast the same magic on you shortly after you came to the tavern. It was to protect you from the evil witches. A glamour can only be conjured by the powerful witches. It sounds as if this witch has been using glamour to hide himself from others. Do you know Mithros? It was a long time ago. We both shared the same teacher. Teacher? Wait. Waltz, are you a witch? Yeah. He smiles at me, but it is weak and does not reach his eyes. Myth was always very competitive. I thought that he had died at the end of the Great War, but he's been in the palace this whole time. His disguise is so simple. I should have realized his name was so similar, but you couldn't have helped it. It's what the glamour does to you. Maybe if I wasn't cursed, if I had more magic, I would have been able to sense him. Who has claimed the crown? As of right now, no one. The king's been kicked off of the throne, and Mithros has made a public announcement about usurping the throne, but he does not call himself king. Is he trying to win the throne over for someone? Myth has no one left. He was obsessed with our teacher, but she is gone. Maybe he has different alliances now? But that is all the time that I have for this episode, guys. So, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe. By subscribing, you're becoming part of a legacy. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!